Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Music Mondays podcast. I'm your host, Zom Slays. Welcome on in, my friends. Happy motherfucking Monday. Apologies on the delay, man. Apologies on the delay. I had quite the situation going on. So I am currently moving offices in the Music Monday space. So we are quite literally in the middle of moving, obviously. So that's been quite the process. That has definitely been quite the process. So yeah. But I mean, realistically, right? Like, I could have like not done the show, but yeah. I mean, shit. You know me. We're fucking out here getting it. So fuck that. So showtime continues, my friends. Let's get into it. Like I said, I'm your host, Zom Slays. Welcome on in. This is episode 171 of the Music Mondays podcast. Let's fucking get it, baby. So, where do we even begin? So first off, chat, what's good? How are we doing, man? How are we doing? So, huge shout out to Mark with the Prime for 20 months. 20 months is definitely fucking crazy. And then transferring it to a motherfucking tier 1, man. Let's fucking get it, baby. Sam's Raps, what's good? Hope you're well. Welcome on in, my friend. Happy Monday. Loudest, what's good? Hope you're well. Happy Monday. Real sub, so yeah, right. The real sub will be like, yo, bro, your sub's about to expire, bro. You know what I mean? So, yeah, kind of one of those things. But, let's fucking get it, baby. So, you guys know the drill, man. Let's talk weekly recap stuff. Let's talk what's coming on Music Mondays. Let's talk about pretty much everything, man. So let's get into it. So here we go. Weekly recap. Let's dive in. Let's talk about what happened at Music Mondays over the course of the next week. So last week we didn't actually drop an article. Or no, I'm sorry. So about 2 weeks ago, we skipped an article on Friday. So we ended up putting out 2 articles this week, which was absolutely fantastic for us. So let's go over some weekly recap jazz, and we'll talk about it. So per usual, Music Monday's basic logo t-shirts are available right now. Feel free to contact us if you're interested in those. We're going to be doing a little bit more promo for those this week. Make sure you grab yours while they're still available. Let's see here. So that was Monday. So Tuesday, submissions opened. Wednesday, SoundCloud. Sunday, submissions opened. Thursday, we dropped a brand new YouTube video, the underground environment post-pandemic. So during episode 169, for the Music Mondays podcast, I kind of took time to dive in about a very interesting topic, essentially the pandemic, right? And kind of like how that affected a lot of people's like perspectives on things, and communication, and just essentially talking about the underground environment post pandemic in general, right? So that's a really good video, and that is available right now on our channel. So definitely go check that out and go show that some love. Huge shout out to everybody that came through and showed love to that as well. Huge shout out to everybody on the YouTube side of things. You guys are fucking amazing. We're about 5 subs away from 270, man. We are pushing to 270, so well, let's fucking get it. So that's live right now. Definitely go check that out if you haven't already. And that takes us into Friday. So 2 brand new articles are live right now on allmusicmondays.com. A wonderful review by Conbini where she kind of dove into 5 pop releases from women artists that you might not have heard of. So definitely go check that out. That's usually our bread and butter, right? Definitely a really solid type of article, right? Like super solid. So definitely go check that out and go show that some love. And our Music Monday staff writer M also released a wonderful Eurostar review for the song 20s. So definitely go check that out as well. So 2 brand new heat ass pieces on the site right now. Check that out. Link in description. Allmusicmondays.com. Go show them some love as well. So that bops us into Saturday. So episode 170 of the Music Mondays podcast is available on YouTube. It is also available on all audio platforms wherever you listen to the Music Mondays podcast. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon, pretty much anywhere there's a podcast, we are there. So definitely go check that out as well. But huge shout out to everybody that's running up the show. Anywhere, YouTube, Spotify, doesn't really matter. Wherever you prefer to watch the show, fine with us. But definitely go check that out and go show that some love. And huge shout out to everybody that submitted, came through, and showed love. So episode 170 available right now. So that was Saturday. That takes us into Sunday. SoundCloud Sunday, volume 132 is available right now on our SoundCloud. That is curated by me this week, actually just me this week. And we had 63 on the art, so huge shout out to 63. And huge shout out to everybody that submitted and tuned in and showed love to SoundCloud Sunday, man. Because again, we are definitely one of the best playlists on SoundCloud, bar none. But we're looking to kind of expand upon other playlists as well. So that'll be something that you see come this year for sure. That's definitely a thing this year, 100%. So yeah, SoundCloud Sunday volume 132 is available right now. So definitely go check that out and go show that some love. And again, thank you to everybody who submitted, tuned in, and all that good jazz. So that rolls us into Monday, April 29th, today. So I spent most of the day moving out of my crib. This is actually a crib that I've lived in for like 17 years. So as you can imagine, you accumulate a lot of things over the course of 17 years, right? So crib is empty pretty much though. So but like I said, like I wasn't gonna be like lazy and be like, yeah, I'll take the show off tonight. Just because that's not how we do things around here. I definitely wanted to still make sure I was gonna go live and get the show popping. So crazy Monday for me, but the weekly recap and all that good jazz is out right now. So we're gonna talk about what's coming on Music Mondays over the course of the next couple days and weeks and all that good jazz. Mustache looking extra bushy today, Zom. Yeah, nah, you're not kidding, bro. I gotta fucking shave. Every time I see myself on camera, I'm like, oh, fuck me, bro. No, you're not wrong. Blame Bane, what's good, homie? Hope you're well. Welcome on in. Happy Monday. Hope you're chilling. And thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream and family. So, let me sip this black coffee. There's no sugar in the crib right now. But we're gonna talk about what's coming on Music Mondays over the course of the next week. And all that good jazz. Part of the Braden crew here. Let's fucking get it, Baines. Love to hear that. Why do you guys make some fucking heaters, man? Let's go. Okay. So, what's coming on Music Mondays over the course of the next couple weeks? So we are well underway into getting cover art done for our next album. So you should see submissions go up for that in May. If you are unfamiliar, Music Mondays has already put out one full album of SoundCloud exclusives that artists wanted us to host, called Curing Cases of the Mondays. So Curing Cases of the Mondays Volume 1 is out right now, but we haven't dropped one of those since 2022. So we're looking to bring that idea into 2024 and get another album going with our new audience, right? Because there was like half of our audience back then in 2022 that we have now. So a lot of people didn't even know that even existed. So that'll be really cool to get out. So that's a big thing that me and the staff are working on. So you'll see some artwork and submission guidelines go out definitely at the beginning of May for sure. Then we'll probably let submissions run throughout May and then drop the album in June-ish. And of course, Cyberfest 2 plans right after that. So I really wanted to just kind of do one thing at a time as far as these bigger events go, right? I didn't want to just like flood the fucking scene with a bunch of stuff that was kind of like subpar because we like weren't ready for it, right? But following our album release, we will be diving into Cyberfest 2 planning. So again, our online URL festival, Cyberfest 2, will be taking place this year. As far as the date goes, we're looking towards like midsummer, like late summer-ish. So keep your eyes peeled for some details on that, because that'll be a really awesome event for sure. So those two things, our second album, Cyberfest 2, and of course Music Mondays merch. We're going to work on a little bit more promo to get the rest of this load off and actually get some product out to you guys, right? So we only have a little bit left. We still have some smalls, we have some mediums, and we have some larges. So if you're interested in any of those sizes and you would like to purchase one, definitely let us know. And like I said, you'll see some promo go up this week. And if you're interested, definitely send us a message or an email. Those three things are like massive. And once I get settled in my spot over the course of this week, because I'll have internet over there tomorrow, because this is my last day with internet here today. So over the course of the next week, as I settle in, I'm going to be getting a lot of the backed up YouTube videos that we have. So Curing Cases, or no, Workshop Wednesday, the breakdown, Feature Friday, a lot of like the one-on-one interviews that you see on our channel, those will be returning as well. So, because we already have a couple scheduled, we already have a couple done. So now it's just a matter of actually getting them up and out to you guys. So you'll see some really good videos go up on the channel. And of course, your weekly and monthly content will stay the same. So of course, all the playlists on SoundCloud, the monthly, Across the Pond, SoundCloud Sunday, Underground Classics, all those SoundCloud playlists will continue, of course. And all of our YouTube uploads, like I said. And of course, your weekly articles and all that good jazz will continue. So, heading into summer strong with a lot of like really important plans that I'm trying to flesh out so we can continue bringing you guys some really awesome content. So, that's what's coming out on Music Mondays over the course of the next couple of weeks, man. That's what we're working on. That's the background. That's your weekly recap. So, before we get into some reactions and reviews, we're going to do a quick discussion segment here this week. So every month we do community feedback. And if you don't know what community feedback is, essentially that's our monthly segment here on the show where we kind of give our community the spotlight, right? If you want to see certain artists on Music Mondays, you want to see us talk about certain things on the show. Because like I said, we've dove into so many things here on the show. Like, you definitely need to check out the Underground Tips and Tricks playlist if you haven't already, because there's a whole bunch of goodies on there. Just about topics and things like that that we've really already talked about here on the show. But if you'd like to see us talk about them again, or you have another idea, that's what community feedback is. So let's talk about it. I believe this will be community feedback number 11, I think. So, pretty much like I was saying, when it comes to community feedback, we have a ton of plans for the community. I have a ton of, just content and ideas and a lot of stuff that I could ramble about here on the show. But we always want to make sure we stop and give you guys the opportunity to chime in as well, right? So again, you might have somebody that you want to see on the show. Maybe you want to get them on a guest episode. Maybe you want to just talk about any type of underground tips and tricks, cover art stuff, where to do this, how-tos, playlists, bots, all of which we've covered, but I'm always down to like recover them if somebody has like a more specific question, right? So definitely let us know. Because like I said, we have a large list of plans that we're going to get through regardless, but we always want to make sure that we give the community like a little bit of spotlight to be able to share their thoughts and maybe chime in and see some stuff on the show that they would actually like to see, or they have an idea or anything like that. And of course, I only talk about things in the scene that I've experienced or I know of thoroughly, right? So you'll never see me on the show like fucking rambling about things that I don't know about, right? So there's always a chance that we could bring somebody on who does, right? So that'd be great to have somebody who could chime in on a certain topic that maybe I personally don't know about, or maybe the staff doesn't know about. So we're always down, man. We're always down. So again, community feedback number 11. This will be up on YouTube. This will be up on Twitter, of course. So definitely tweet us, send us a DM, drop a comment. Anything you want to see go down on the show, definitely pitch it to us, and we'll be happy to hear you out and have a discussion about it, right? So, like I said, this will be on the channel. Make sure you like the shit. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, man, because we upload 2 times a week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, underground tips and tricks, whole lot of good stuff's over there, man. So go show the channel and these videos a whole lot of love, man. Let's fucking get it. Community motherfucking feedback. So, little community feedback to fucking get off May, right? And get a little community feedback in there because I think that is very important. So, you guys know what time it is. We have done the weekly recap. We chatted for a bit. We had a little bit of a short discussion segment, but now I think we can most definitely hop into some reactions and reviews. So, pause that right quick. Let's talk about it. For those of you that are new here, tweets are in the same format every single week. They always read artists and creatives. Submissions are open for live reviews on Music Mondays, live on April 29th, 2024 at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Twitch.tv/SilentPlays, which is here now. Tweets will always be in the same format, like I said. So the only thing that really changes is the date. Make sure you check the date and make sure you're not submitting for an older show or a show that we've already fucking, already done, right? So check the date, drop your link, you should be good. And of course, if you'd like to submit your music, artwork, fashion, or digital creations, drop your links and portfolios below. Contrary to our name, Music Mondays, we've reacted to pretty much everything here on the show, from obviously vocals to instrumentals to covers to YouTube uploads, fashion, graphics, merch, photography, videography, literally AMVs, lyric videos, you name it, we are down for it. Because of course, like our thought process behind that is, a lot of artists are multi-talented, like I always say. A lot of producers also engineer, a lot of engineers also do X, Y, or Z. So we want to give everybody a fair shake at some stuff that they might be really proud of and want to promote. So that's what that is for. So just to give you a heads up on that, all art forms are welcome. Or our show limit, just to make sure that we make the show a little bit more palatable to watch back, right? Sometimes a 4-hour show is even long, but we used to do shows that were 5, 6, 7, 8 hours of just reactions and reviews, right? So just to make the show a little bit more palatable to watch back, and we are one of the only weekly live shows here on Twitch that actually does this every single Monday. So again, it just takes a little bit of pressure off of the squad and make sure that we can give you guys consistent, high-quality shows, right? Because if I'm doing like 8 hours every single Monday, it's going to get exhausting, right? But the 4 hours is not too bad, so that's how that process kind of came about. And of course, submissions are free. They always have been free. They always will be free. The only thing that we ask is that you're following Music Mondays on Twitter to be eligible. Of course, that only helps grow our platform and spreads our message, but that helps pay respect to everybody else that does follow Music Mondays and does wait for their submissions to get reacted and reviewed. So that's the only thing we do ask. And of course, you gain access to a wonderful network of creatives, man. So kind of a win-win in my book. And of course, Patreon subscribers' submissions are played first every single week. So if you are a member of the Music Mondays Patreon, you gain access to the Music Mondays Fast Pass at any tier. So you can sub for $5 and gain access. You can sub for $20 and just gain access. So that's one of the main perks that we offer over on Patreon, is that for the duration that you're subscribed, you can guarantee that your submissions get played first every week here on the show. So again, if you subbed right now at the end of April, you'd be good till the end of May, and you can guarantee to get your submissions played first every single week. And of course, that means you're played first back in the VOD. When everybody kind of goes back and watches the episode, you'll be up first. So kind of an advantage, right? And it's a way to actually guarantee to have your submissions to get played. So again, make sure you go check out the Patreon, because that's not the only thing that we have going on over there, man. We got a lot of goodies over there, and you'll see a really big update to that as well, because Patreon just added like a bunch of new fucking features that we totally got to tap into. So that's that on that as far as Patreons go. And then, of course, submissions are closed at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So essentially, submissions do close just to be able to get a head count. So once you see the show go live, that's when submissions are closed. So you have about 6 or 7 days to get your submissions in, right? So you you really have a lot of time, you know. So it's just a quick rule of thumb. Make sure that you get your submissions in on time, so that way we can just get a head count and see how long the show is going to be and things like that. So that's that on that, my friends. So any other questions? We actually have a guide on the Music Mondays podcast on how to submit, why we take submissions on Twitter, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Kind of the lore behind the show. So definitely go check that out on our channel if you have any other questions, or just drop us, a message, a comment, anything like that. We'll be happy to answer for you for sure. So that's it. That's the breakdown. That's the breakdown. What up? Dry My Eyes. What's good, baby? I hope you're well. Welcome on in. Happy motherfucking Monday. Yes, I gotta subscribe now. Hey, no pressure, but if you see the value in it and you want to support Music Mondays, that's like the pretty much the greatest way that you could ever support Music Mondays, right? Because there's that, and there's a ton of perks that you can check over that are a part of every single tier, right? So if you sub for $5, you get some perks, and you sub for $10, you get a decent size of perks. You sub for 20, that's where you get the whole shebang. We basically cook you up graphics and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So there's a lot of stuff over there on the Patreon. So again, that's one of our like main sources of revenue, because of course we don't charge for submissions. We know artists are mostly starving, right? So that's why we've always stuck to our formula. You know what I mean? So but that's just an optional way to support Music Mondays if you would like to, right? No pressure. So if any of you are interested in the Patreon, you can find that pretty much everywhere. So go check that out. But that's that, my friends. So we are ready to go. Now, this is like the second time we've went insanely, like, viral's not the word, but our submission tweets keep doing a lot of numbers, and I did notice that some of them do not follow Music Mondays. So it's a very much like one of those kind of deals as to where people just see like drop your submissions and they don't like read the guidelines and things like that. So there's a lot. There's definitely a lot for sure. I believe the majority down the bottom do not follow music. So like 51 submissions does look intimidating. They do follow music. So we got a couple here that do, definitely. So we're gonna have to pay attention here and make sure nobody snuck something in. You know what I'm saying? For sure, for sure. Okay, so let's check out and see how many Patreons we have. And Dry My Eyes actually came through and just subscribed to the Music Mondays Patreon. And you know what? All of you should follow suit. But let's fucking get it, baby. Dry My Eyes, thank you for the sub, baby. We have a new fucking Patreon. Let's go. We love that. So that means shit. I mean, what? All right. So now we have another Patreon we gotta look out for. Okay. Shit. All right. Okay. So let's count how many Patrons we have tonight, and then we'll go through the rest of the community and go down the line. So, Dry My Eyes will actually be our first Patreon of the night. So we'll go Dry My Eyes first, and then I believe I saw a Jordan submission. Yeah. So Dry My Eyes and Jordan. So we'll go Dry My Eyes, Jordan. That's another Patreon. And I thought I saw another Patreon. I thought I did. Let me make sure I'm not tweaking. Let's see. We got Dry My Eyes, we got Jordan. I think that's it. I must have dropped my shit in the wrong post. Hold up. Yeah, I was about to say, I thought you submitted. I thought you submitted for sure. Okay, so here we go. Let's start off with Dry My Eyes, and we'll go to Jordan. And if Mark gets theirs in, we will dive into that. So, Patrons, let's go. Let's get this started. Now, first up, Dry My Eyes. Now, this is a very, very talented alternative vocalist that has been absolutely killing it when it comes to their consistency, their drop schedule. They are just cranking out shit. And of course, we just hosted a SoundCloud exclusive on our SoundCloud page by Dry My Eyes. So definitely go check that out and go show that some love. But this week, they submitted Next Time. So, let's see. Let's see here. So this is literally 10 hours old. So, like, super, super fucking new. Absolutely super new. This shit is terrible. We love the haters. We love the haters. It's okay. We love the haters. All right. Let's get into it. I'm down. Dry My Eyes. Next Time. Let's go.
It's been too long. I hope that you've been good. I hope you're doing well. I can feel the time as I cannot feel myself. It's been on my mind. I saw the sun rise. It rolled over the waves. I ain't been home, never saw it as a place. I watch these stars crash. I know that I'm blessed to be where I am today. Everybody cool, why can't we just be okay? So as the night speeds, I twist my heart beats and call it all good. This shit ain't been wrong, but I'm ready like a bud. Need heartaches to remind me to not sit by here. Keep my head up high. Everybody turn. I just wonder when it's mine. Sadness don't lie. Few points broke, now I can't cry. Said it's all in China. The rap is off, yeah, I know. Heart set breaks, but I don't know. Love came late, that was so close. Headstrong, move my mountains. Count this shape here, toes and nothing. Scratch my nose. Track that set, don't you lose hope. Playing with a pack, I'm alone. Did you start yet? Well, yeah, kinda. I'm a dollar, go and find out. I be looking back and surprised when I lie down. How high, real low when I wind out. It's a ride to the show, then I vibe out. How biting, who'd have ever thought I'd be laying in a tomb? I be playing when I ride. Loosen up, man, the song sound rigid. If you pull from this front, then the song's cloud missing. Sound be heartaches to remind me to not sit by here. Gotta keep my head up high. Everybody turn, I just wonder when it's mine. Sadness don't lie. A few points broke, now I can't buy. Said it's all in China. The rap is off, yeah, I know. It's sound be heartaches to remind me to not sit by here. Gotta keep my head up high. Everybody turn, I just wonder when it's mine. Sadness don't lie. Few points broke, now I can't cry. That is all in China. Rap is off, yeah, I know.
Hey, listen, man. Listen. This is the thing about music, right? It's so subjective, men, that like that's kind of a weird rant here, but the way I structure my reviews is in a way of the listener, right? So I don't think about it in the way that I would make music, right? Or I produce beats or anything like that. So when it comes down to how I structure reacting and reviewing and things like that, I keep in mind that there's somebody out there that may or may not enjoy whatever I'm listening to at the time, right? So, like, this is just like some random hater shit, fucking Christian. Uh, but I feel like that's kind of an insane track to say that on because, like, me personally, I like this style of vocals. I like this style of instrumentals. This is something that I would listen to on my off time, right? So that's how you kind of know that, like, you can't really take too many opinions without a grain of salt, you know? So that's why, the majority of the reactions and the reviews are structured around quality and, like, what you could do better next time or X, Y, or Z. It's not whether I really, like it or not. Because if I do or don't like it personally, that doesn't really matter because there's going to be somebody that does. You see what I'm saying? So, like a lot of people that do react and review music don't do that. You'll see them kind of be like, "Yeah, dude, fire," and just like go to the next submission, or "Yeah, dude, like that was kind of shit," and go to the next submission. Like, why is it shit? Why is it fire? You know. So yeah, that's a perfect example of a track like this for sure. But let's break it down. Let's break it down. So we're gonna talk about three things here. We're gonna talk about the instrumental, we're gonna talk about vocals, and we're gonna talk about the overall theme of the track. So, let's talk instrumental. So, Dry My Eyes is an artist that really picks interesting instrumentals, and they're not interesting in the aspect that they're just like wild picks or anything like that. I don't think they're too out of the norm, in my opinion. But um, they're very unique, and not a lot of artists can kind of flow and kind of like smooth out instrumentals like this. So I like the choice right off rip. But the mix is fantastic. This is also an artist that, their mix when it comes to the instrumentals and their tracks in general is always really solid. But for those of you that are new here, not really a shocker. So the instrumental mix definitely solid. Drums are really solid. Everything cuts through nicely. Vocals sit nice. Nothing really clashing at all. Nice and even in level, like where it's supposed to be, kind of thing. So instrumental mix solid. Instrumental shining star. Um, hmm. You know, I've been getting a lot of like summer feels from Dry My Eyes tracks, and this melody definitely gives me like the like post spring, like pre summer kind of feel. Like it's not exactly summer, but it's kind of like it's getting there. Um, but the drums were like a really great support as well. So I don't know. I'm kind of in the middle, but I kind of want to say melodies. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like the melodies are just they just bring that summer feel to this. Um, yeah, melodies gotta be melodies for sure. So instrumental solid. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix. Now, fantastic, right? And this is kind of like where the preference thing comes in. Um, because like I like vocals like this, right? I like when they're raw and you can like hear the emotion and it feels still crispy. You know what I mean? So yeah, the chord progression as well. Yeah, absolutely. Um, but they still feel crispy. You know what I mean? Like a lot of like early 93 Feet of Smoke, some early Fatsy. A lot of those like alternative artists really did so well with these like raw, crispy vocals that leave the emotion in, but they're not low quality. You know what I mean? So in my opinion, I like these. But when it comes down to the mix, it's really a preference. It's really one of those things as to where if it sounds solid and it's nice and level and it's not like out of key or da 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 da, none of those things, then you're fine. You know what I mean? Because after that, it's just all preference and how you want your music to sound, right? So when it comes to a vocal mix like this, in terms of quality, fantastic. You know what I mean? Nothing peaking, nothing clashing with the instrumental, nothing kind of fighting for space. Um, Nothing too overbearing, especially with like the more higher parts. Like there was nothing that really stuck out to me that was off. You know what I mean? So definitely right where it's supposed to be for the sound. 100% it is. So vocal mix, fantastic. Vocal shining star. Now, it wasn't until it kicked in the second time where I was gonna say writing, right? Right. I was gonna say writing for sure, but the hook is something that I feel like would really stick with a first time listener, just because like it's so The cadence is great, but also like the way it's recorded is just crazy. So for me, it's definitely the hook, 100%. But writing's like a close second. Um, and like I said, the flow and cadence for everything is like really solid too. So a couple of close seconds there, but for me, it's definitely the hook for sure. So instrumental solid, definitely the melodies. Vocal solid, definitely the hook. Let's talk theme, aesthetics. Now, again with the summer colors, I love it. You know what I mean? I love it. The color palette's great, simple choice, a little bit abstract, but it catches the eye. You know what I mean? So you don't have to really go too crazy with things like this, but you got to put a little bit of effort behind it, and you can tell that there's effort behind this. So I like these simple, minimalistic covers that kind of get the job done for certain singles, or you just go like the IRL selfie kind of direction as well. So you could really go either way, but for this track, it definitely brings the summer like a bubblegum kind of like peaceful feel. But when it comes to the overall theme, I wouldn't say that, right? This is one of the more poetic tracks from Dry My Eyes when it comes to actually opening up a little bit, right? Because we know that Dry My Eyes is like a fantastic writer, but this one I noticed was very like dreamlike, very like in their shoes kind of feel. Like you felt like you were like listening to a story, as opposed to just like really insane writing. But there is insane writing here, of course, but when it comes down to like what this actually does on the first listen, you can definitely tell that there was a little bit of more like opening up here and a lot of like real honesty. Now, Dry My Eyes is definitely not foreign to that by any means, right? But I think with this particular track, I do think that there was again just a bit of honesty and a bit of like just gonna lay it all out, but also still structure it in writing format. So there was a lot here that was very, very like somewhat on the emotional side, but not too much, right? So it's gonna be one of those tracks that like if you hear it and it affects the shit out of you, it's gonna, you know what I mean? You're just gonna instantly be like, okay, like I relate to this a lot, or you're just gonna enjoy it for what it is, right? The hook, cadence. Maybe you might not be going through anything at the time, but this is one of those tracks that's gonna strike somebody at the right time. And they're like, bro, I love the song. Da 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 da. You know what I mean? So the writing on this is really like detailed and well thought out. So this is one of the more, again, like not exactly emotional, but it's definitely using emotions as its kind of lead. So I definitely think Dry My Eyes had like a nice middle ground here of like actually getting some feelings out, which is really nice for an artist, but also like structuring it in a perfect kind of like song format. So kind of the best of both worlds here. You can tell by the writing that this is definitely an artist that didn't start yesterday. They've been working on the craft for sure. So let's fucking get it, baby. Huge shout out to Dry My Eyes. Thank you so much for this, friend. Much, much love. Make sure you go follow them on SoundCloud. They are 5 followers away from 70. Go get them to 70, man. Come on. And of course, follow Dry My Eyes on Twitter. They are 6 followers away from 40. Both solid milestones. Go show them some love on the Bird app, my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 270 subscribers. We're about 5 away. We upload 2 times a week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a whole lot of good jazz. Yeah. So let's fucking get it. And huge shout out to everybody that already has, man. Let's go. Thank you, homie. I made it 3 a.m. last night. Definitely feel better after recording. See, I could kind of tell. That was one of those tracks where you were just pulling from inside yourself, like some personal shit, but also like at least like structuring it in a way where you pulled out your songwriter mentality, but mixed it with emotions. And I think that's a great combo. You know what I mean? I think that's a great fucking combo for sure. So well done. Absolutely well done. So our second patron of the night, and then we have Mark right after this, Jordan. The homie Jordan. Now, Jordan has been killing it in 2024, man. Lots of singles, lots of collabs, a couple projects here and there. They've been going back and forth, so I'm very, very excited to see what Jordan has for us this week. Now, they submitted Doughboy Cal 44 on me. Okay, Jordan remix. Something I made for an upcoming show in Columbus. Yeah, so definitely go check out Jordan and go find out about that Columbus show if you're in the area and support some underground art, man. So 25 days ago, this track is private, so we get a little exclusive here, man. A little fucking a little unreleased banger here for the set. So let's see what we got here, man. Let's break this down. Zoe Cal, 444 me. Okay. You still live in Columbus. Big shouts out to the Columbus crew, man.
All these things lucky got me living. I can't put a pin on how I'm feeling. Niggas try to turn me to a villain. So I'm finna turn up when I kill it. Staying healthy, burning broccoli. I use paper as a fuck to leave. Thinking should I tell it honestly? Within my conviction policy. Yeah. I tell a nigga get the step in. Do it for me. You not my dog. Now you not my homie. Anyone can feel your vibes from a mile away. When I'm looking straight into your eyes, you think you're smiling away. I spit fucking venom like a cotton mouth. What? Toot on my denim when I'm walking down. Walk with all my blood.
Damn.
Fuck you talking about? If you know we wanna, we check it. I'm about to down. I take my fucking balance. These niggas full of malice. Step into my abundance. It's dripping from my chalice. My queen up in the palace. Putting up work cause this shit ain't no challenge. That hating shit ain't valid. Niggas hate to see me smiling. Yeah, I take a seat on my motherfucking throne. Like 23's on my feet. And my men ain't glow like gold. Yeah, they don't approve cause I said fuck the status quo. I ain't like these options, so I chose my fucking role. I got to show these niggas you ain't really gotta go. Yeah, these niggas think I'm clowning, but this shit ain't really jokes. Tell me be fucking for real, I'm as real as niggas come. Yeah, all these things lucky got me living. I can't put a pin on how I'm feeling. Niggas try to turn me to a villain, so I'm finna turn up when I kill it. Staying healthy, burning broccoli. I use paper as a fuck to leave. Thinking should I tell it honestly? Within my conviction policy. Yeah. I tell a nigga get the step in. Do it for me. You not my dog. Now you not my homie. Anyone can feel your vibes from a mile away. When I'm
We gotta check out the original after this.
thinking smiling way. You think you smiling way. Think you smiling way. I can feel your vibe from a mile away. You a snake slithering away. I'll tell a nigga get stuck in. I'll tell a nigga get stuck in. I'll tell a nigga get stuck in. Hey, I'll tell a nigga get stuck in. Yeah, all these things lucky got me living. I can't put a pin on how I'm feeling. Niggas try to turn me to a villain, so I'm finna turn up when I kill it. Staying healthy, burning broccoli. I use paper as a fuck to leave. Thinking should I tell it honestly? Within my conviction policy. Okay. I tell a nigga get the step in. Do it for me. You not my dog. Now you not my homie. Anyone can feel your vibes from a mile away. When I'm looking straight into your eyes, thinking smiling way.
Love the outro, man. Like, imagine this at a fucking DJ set. Holy shit. This would actually go stupid hard. Like the perfect length too, right? Like you don't want DJ songs to be too long, but you don't want to be too short either. All right. That was fucking crazy, but we got to do our research here. Doughboy Cal for me. Uh maybe Bandcamp? TikTok Music. Go check their Spotify. I just want to find the original. I'm kind of curious now. Maybe it's not on streaming. Huh. Or wait, maybe that's not what the song is called. Ah, maybe Jordan changed the title. That could also be it. Yes, I also agree. Oh wait, no, I found it. I found it. Holy shit. No, I found it. Oh yeah, this is I knew it, bro. I knew it.
I use paper, I said fuck the leave. Thinking should I tell it honestly? Within my conviction policy. Okay.
Vocals are insanely different. Okay, that's insane. Okay, so I just want to hear a couple seconds of it just to know what exactly we were breaking down here. So obviously no Jordan vocals to actually break down, so we won't break down vocals, but we will talk about the instrumental and we will talk about the overall theme of this track. So, boy oh boy oh boy. All right. Let's talk instrumental. So this is a widely different vibe, and I kind of expected it to be, right? Because it's for a DJ set. So you need something that's gonna make people move. You need something that's gonna be fucking high energy, right? And this is definitely that for me. So, let's talk mix, man. So when it comes down to the mix, fantastic, especially for this kind of sound, right? You know, you're going high energy, you're bumping up and down, you want shit to slap, but you don't want it to fucking sound like shit live. You know what I mean? So this is definitely hitting that like perfect mix mark for me. Um especially with the drums. Especially with the drums. And the vocals are just like the remix vocals are so well balanced. But as far as the instrumental itself goes, and the mix, fantastic. Like I said, drums cut through nicely. Nothing really clashing at all for me. Um, definitely hits that middle mark for sure. Um, hmm. Okay, so instrumental mix solid. I want to talk about the vocal mix for a second though, because obviously the vocals are a little bit altered. Not Jordan's vocals, right? So Zoe's. And when it comes down to the overall mix, I love what they did with it because it's not too distorted as to where you couldn't tell it's a remix, but it's really changing the vibe of the song. Like much like Drama has said in the chat, man, like it's the perfect imbalance of like the lyrics are hard as shit, but it has this fast pace pop underground club kind of vibe to it. You know what I mean? So that's really like what a remix is, right? It like I mean, you could classify a remix as multiple things, but this one in particular is like really a remix, you know, completely changing the direction of the track and making something completely new out of it. So I love what Jordan did with the vocals as well. I think the vocals are fucking perfect. Like it just has that like there's a little bit of grit to it, but I'm just picturing if I heard this at a show, it'd be fucking fire. It'd be absolutely fire. Like how could that not hit? So yeah, vocal solid, instrumental mix solid. Um, let's talk instrumental Shining Star here. So I did notice that the song was like 350 or somewhere around there, and Jordan actually extended this out another 2 minutes, for a DJ set in specific. So that's what I really liked about this is Jordan kind of like stretched the content out a little bit there, which was great, absolutely great. So um, when it comes to the instrumental Shining Star, there's a couple things that really stuck out to me. The structure and how it was stretched out, right? You know, taking a song and adding an extra 2 minutes to it with minimal tools, right? It's not like Jordan has like the original stems and shit like that. I mean, they could, but um, more than likely not, right? So you're working with like limited resources. Um, so I love what they did with it. Like I think stretching it out another 2 minutes is definitely underrated, and definitely a lot harder than it like seems, especially when you're working with like a limited amount of vocals. I mean, it's not crazy hard, right? But one of those things that I did notice. Um, hmm. You know, I love the drums as well, and the overall structure. The drums and the structure are kind of like the two things that are like head to head right now for me. The drums just because of the pace and the energy, right? It's keeping up the rhythm, it's keeping up the flow. It's kind of nailing that like low key show club vibe like I think Jordan is going for, which I think is great. Um huh. You know, I'm just gonna say structure just because extending the song out another 2 minutes is definitely respectable because it's so sick. Like it actually works. It doesn't just like repeat the hook and things like that. Like it definitely has some flavor to it. So for me, it's got to be the structure, and I like how it was all laid out for sure. Definitely has that perfect like DJ vibe, right? So instrumental solid. Let's talk theme. So obviously unreleased, unheard track. You know, kind of get a little set list leak here, which I thought was really fucking sick. I thought it was really fucking sick. So that's why I did want to talk about the theme. You know what I mean? So, you definitely gotta pop out to this Jordan show, man. If you're in the Columbus area, definitely go support some underground art. Go get your tickets. Go show some love, motherfucker, right here. Okay. And I did notice that fucking Search and Rescue is on here, so that'd be fire as fuck. That would be so fire. I'm trying to hear that. Um, but yeah, man. So overall theme, I mean, obviously pretty self-explanatory. Jordan remix, Doughboy Cal for me. So with that said, instrumental solid, definitely structure. Theme absolutely solid. And definitely go check out the show and make sure you love my friend. And huge shout out to Jordan for this submission. Make sure you go follow Jordan on SoundCloud. They are 2 followers away from 80, so go show them some love over there. And of course, make sure you go follow Jordan on Twitter. They are 1 follower away from 420, man, or 11 away from 430. So show them some love over there on the bird at my friends. Let's fucking get it. So I do believe that we have a last minute Mark submission here, and we are totally fucking down for that. So look at that. So Mark ended up submitting it under the wrong tweet. And they are Music Money's Patreon and our last Patreon of the night. So this will be fantastic. Let's get into it. Now, Mark is an artist that has been working extremely hard on their catalog, putting out consistent releases throughout all of this year. Me and Mark have worked pretty closely over the course of the last 6 to 8 months, right? And Mark has been doing fantastic in not only improving their sound, right, but just being consistent and really taking over 2024 when it comes to their music, right, and being consistent. But we have definitely something special here. So I believe this is a YouTube link that is unreleased. Let's see what we got here, champ. Let's see what we got here. So, Purple Heart Emoji official music video. So Mark did have a song that got received pretty well. Pretty well. So Mark is coming through with the Purple Heart Emoji official music video. Now, description, fantastic. Credits, all that good jazz. We love that. Okay. All right. So unreleased, unlisted, exclusive Music Money's premiere. King Mark, Purple Heart Emoji, official music video. Let's go 1080, full screen. Let's go. Stutter is crazy. Rip's fake. Oh shit. Insane. Like actually insane, bruh. so nuts. Fucking nuts. Beat is so good too. See, Mark Digital. See that this is fucking crazy. Right? This is all right. All right. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. The Tekkadan is fantastic. Like this is what I mean, man. This is one of those videos that takes me back to true underground shit. Like really true underground shit. Which is just like, come on, man. Like, let's break it down. Let's talk about it. So we are going to talk about three things here. We're going to talk about the instrumental. We're going to talk about vocals, and we're going to talk about the music video, of course, right? So break it down. Let's talk instrumental. Now, Mark has been really taking over the kind of like plug and be, like alt pop, like kind of like dream-like kind of instrumentals. Like, this is definitely one that I love the choice of, right? Because it's not exactly like standard plug and be that like has like the trap kind of feel to it. It's definitely more of like an electronic kind of feel, like 100%. So there's definitely a very like interesting flavor to this instrumental, if I do say so myself. I definitely think that it was a really great choice. This is another artist that definitely is really solid when it comes to their instrumentals as well. Dream B, yeah, exactly. Dream and B for sure. So yeah, again, I love the choice. Let's talk instrumental mix. Fantastic. Nothing clashing, too overbearing. Nothing that's like fucking sticking out. I just love the drums. Like if I'm being really honest with you, like I feel like the drums were perfect on this, especially when you like consider vocals, right? But I think the drums themselves on the instrumental are really, really fucking solid. And vocals sit nice, drums cut through nicely. So instrumental mix definitely right where it needs to be. Not even a question for sure. So instrumental mix solid. Instrumental shining star. Hmm. You know, melody's definitely up there. Structure's up there. But if I really had to pick just one, gotta be the drums, man. They have enough grit. They have enough like mud in them that they're still like hitting properly, but they're not hitting too hard, right? And they hit when they need to, and I really like the patterns. So for me, it's got to be drums, but you could really pick any kind of aspect of this instrumental. But for me, definitely the drums, and melodies are a close second. Definitely a close second for. Um. Okay, so instrumental solid. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix. So Mark has a very interesting vocal flavor when it comes down to how they like their vocals mixed, right? Especially how different instrumentals react to certain vocals and things like that. Mark is always progressing their sound, right? That's like one of the last things last year that I remember kind of speaking about was Mark kind of always progressing their mix, the way that they record, kind of trying new things, right? So this is an artist that's very versatile, but also is really like pushing the bar with like what they can do. So when it comes to this mix, I think it really works well with the instrumental. Like it's just adding more mud, but like good mud, right? Because when you like think about the 808 and like how the vocals are sitting on it, it's blending so well. So that's one of the things that I really liked about this was it didn't really like interfere with anything, and it definitely hit the mark as far as like King Mark's style. You know what I mean? Because it just hits the middle mark as to where it's not doing too much, but it's not like unprocessed, kind of like raw, right? So for this instrumental, definitely nailed it for sure. And like I said, nothing clashing, too overbearing. Vocals definitely sit nice on the instrumental. Drums absolutely cut through nicely. Everything works well in this. So, um, vocal mix solid. Vocal shining star. To be honest, I think writing in general is really up there, but you could really make a case for the hook. If we're being real, like you could totally make a case for the hook. Um, hmm. I'm gonna go ahead and say writing in general, just because there was enough honesty in here and fun punchlines and bars that are just like really, really fucking solid. So I think I'm gonna go with writing in general. I think Mark really killed the writing on this, just overall. So for me, definitely writing. So instrumental solid, vocal solid. Let's talk music video. So, this is just fucking insane, right? So there's like two types of music videos that you could get done in the underground. Well, actually, I guess there's three, right? There's like the really low budget ones where you're just kind of like filming on a phone and kind of like doing minimal editing, right? And then there's these types where Mark edited the fuck out of this and really did an excellent job with minimal resources, right? So there's that. There's those two types. And then the third type is where you actually like have a budget and you're fucking getting somebody with like a $3,000 camera to film fucking 5 minutes worth of footage and get it edited for another 200 and have it, fucking 4K, 2000p and shit like that. So, there's those three main types, right? As far as like actual IRL music videos go. But this one, man, it is really snagging the best of both worlds. Like really, really snagging the best of both worlds. For a couple of reasons. Right? Because one, the resources are so minimal, right? Like there's literally, I think like 3 different shots in this, but it's edited so well. I swear you really don't even think about it, to be honest with you. So that's one thing right off rip is using what you have at your disposal at the maximum potential that you can, right? So Mark really just like took this and just fucking started creating. You know what I mean? So it's like, oh, this angle would look sick. Let's do this. And what if I do an intro where I just come through my door? And I have this bathroom scene where it looks like I'm looking in the mirror and all that sort of thing. So I feel like once you really start using your imagination and trying to be a little bit creative, you can really do some shit in like a matter of like 2 rooms, bro. Like, motherfucker, if you got 4 walls around you, bro, you could film a music video. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of things that I think is really solid about this. Really, really solid about this. I mean, a lot of people shoot music videos on phones these days anyway. Like, let's be honest, like, there's a lot of that. So, the maximizing the resources is something I really love about this, for sure. So that's just right off rip. Not even a question. So, the other thing is the post processing, the editing, right? Like, shit, I can shoot 3K on this phone. See, that's what I'm talking about. Like, phones are really insane these days. Files are just large. Yeah. They are very large for sure. Like, obviously, the higher the quality, the bigger the file. But sometimes you'll have these projects that are like, fuck it, I'll do it. You know what I mean, or whatever. So, but yeah, like you can totally use that like to your advantage. Not even a question. You can. Jay, what's good? I hope you're well. Welcome on in. Happy Monday. So yeah, back to the post processing thing. That's what really made this video for me because Mark is very talented at editing when it comes to, again, just minimum resources, right? And this really like pushed the bar for me because it starts off with the filter, right? Like the standard iconic King Mark purple filter, but a lot of the smaller effects were so awesome in this, right? Like the stutter at the beginning, a lot of the smaller like moving effects, right? Like the Tech 9 that got mentioned, or the hearts, or the whole run is another one. Yeah. So a lot of those smaller things just really like bump this up like to like a whole different level for me. Like obviously reminds me of like older like just classic underground shit where people were really doing things that they enjoyed, right? And really were just like expressing their vision. This is really what this is to me. This isn't trying to be something it's not. This isn't a person who's trying to do something that they're not. And this is also somebody who's again maximizing their resources. So this is like the perfect package, to be honest with you. Like, any underground artist could do this if they really, really wanted to. You know what I mean? If they really, really wanted to. So this is one where I just respect it so much because it came out so well. You know what I mean? Given like what you have, which I think is just the holy grail in my opinion. You know what I mean? It really is. It really, really fucking is. Because think of how many videos that we've watched as listeners over the years that are just super low quality and super like just budget friendly, but come out so fucking sick. So this is one that definitely hits the mark for me, 100%. And of course, like the logos at the beginning, the logos at the end, like the start of it was fucking fantastic, absolutely fantastic. So, music video shining star for me is the post processing. I love the angles, I love the idea, and I love the execution of it. But the post processing was absolutely like the cherry on top. You know, the title, the logos, the stutters, the smaller things, the transitions. You know, the post processing was really crazy. So, with that said, well done, my friends. I believe this is dropping next month, so definitely keep your eyes peeled on this. And huge shout out to Mark for letting this premiere on the Music Mondays podcast, baby. Let's fucking get it. And of course, make sure you go subscribe to Mark, man. Make sure you go sub to Mark's fucking channel. They are 4 subs away from 60, so go show him some love. I'm sure there's sub back, baby. Let's fucking go. And of course, make sure you follow Mark on Twitter. They are 8 followers away from 340. So go show them some love up there on the Bird app, my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of YouTube re-upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 270 subscribers, my friends. We upload 2 times a week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, a whole lot of good stuff is available on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love. And if you already have, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So, let me just take another look here and make sure that we are not missing any more Music Mondays Patrons. So, just to comb over right quick. So we did Dry My Eyes, we did Jordan, and we did Mark. So just a quick rundown, make sure we're not missing any patrons before we go into the rest of the community. I don't think so. Nope. Okay, so that does it for all the patrons. We're just going to start from the top and go our way down. So, boom. Paradigm in Time. Now, this is a very interesting alternative artist, and they haven't submitted in quite some time. And I think it was like maybe the beginning of the year or something like that. Something like that. Like it was relatively like quite some time ago. But again, a very interesting alternative artist submitted "The World's a Song" by Paradigm in Time. And it's on Bandcamp. Am I too late? No, you are not too late. They submitted on April 28th. So, as for reference, submissions do not close until the show is live. So, if you see the show live, submissions are closed. But you have about 6.5 days to get your submissions in. So, you have plenty of time. But just keep that in mind as a rule of thumb. If the show's live, submissions are closed. So, let's pop this open, a new tab. Let's see what we got here. I love the color palette for this. The orange and purple is actually fire as fuck. I like this a lot. Okay, let's get into it. Paradigm in Time, World's a Song.
She believes the moon's out past the curfew, and every star just wants to play. And every rainbow tells her story. The storm that cleared its way. So we let ourselves be frightened to conceal such mysteries, and we forget what makes us angry. The things that sadden us are gone. In the distance they are saying, we're the lyrics, the world's a song. She believes the world's a song, and I believe she sings the song. She believes the world's a song. Sometimes I hear her singing
Okay, bro. I was wondering where the 3 minutes was gonna come from. I was wondering. Okay. Damn. You had me in the first half, but there's a couple things we gotta talk about. For sure. Holy shit. Alright. Let's break this down. So we're gonna talk about three things here. We're gonna talk about the instrumental, we're gonna talk about vocals, and we're gonna talk about the overall theme of this track. So let's talk instrumental. Fantastic. I like it, to be honest. The guitar is fucking great, and there's a lot of smaller effects throughout the instrumental that were like very noticeable but super subtle. I thought that was a great addition too. But as far as the mix goes, great. Vocals sat nice. Melodies were not like clashing with anything. Nothing really like stuck out to me as like super super off when it comes to the instrumental. The instrumental's great. So instrumental mix solid. Instrumental shining star. Um, a simple instrumental like this, like it's more about the quality than anything, right? Like you don't really want like songs that have like one melody or just like no drums or anything like that, right? Like you just want to make sure that they have like enough pressure on them that they actually sound like really solid, right? So this is what we have here, right? A relatively simple instrumental, but it's really high quality. Um so for me, the shining star's got to be the melody. I like the riff a lot. So it just sticks with you for sure, and it makes you pay attention, especially with the first half of the track, 100%. Um, so instrumental solid, definitely the melodies. Um, let's talk vocals. Vocal mix. So the vocal mix on the vocals themselves are solid. Definitely raw enough to like keep the passion and things like that, and like really hear the emotion, but it's not like super raw or anything like that, right? It still has enough crisp and clean up to it that it's right where it needs to be, and it definitely sits nice on the instrumental. Nothing clashing to overbearing. um I would say again, right where it needs to be, super level, even. Nothing that really like throws me off or anything like that when it comes to the vocal mix. Especially with the lyrics and the first half of the track, right? Um, so vocal shining star. Now, when it comes to the vocals, there was a couple things that I noticed off rip compared to their last submission that were really solid. The flow and cadence has improved like tenfold, right? The flow and cadence and the delivery and the timing and everything like that, it's totally improved for sure. So I like the way that everything is delivered in this track a lot. Um, but I was curious on how it was going to be 6 minutes with the amount of lyrics that we were given, right? So once we got to like the 3:30 mark, it was 3 straight minutes of some vocals, some screams, some odd choices for the end of a track, right? Because you see a 6 minute track and you're like, okay, like let's see what we got here. Like how spread out is it, right? But once the last of the lyrics came through halfway through the track, there was 3 minutes straight of that. Which I mean, look, there's always going to be artistic direction that you want to take when it comes to being an artist, right? Um, there's always going to be things that you like better than some people or X, Y, or Z, and just really experimenting, right? I wouldn't say that this is like a massive deal, but it definitely threw me off on the first listen when the next 3 minutes were essentially just instrumental. Like I feel like you could have capped it off at like 4 minutes, 4 minutes 30, and just kind of left the rest on the cutting room floor for sure, and just let the riff ride out. But again, there always is that like artistic choice as to where you might have liked that at the end of your track. You know what I mean? But in terms of like a non-biased listener who's listening to it for the first time, it definitely threw me off for sure because the first half of the track is absolutely fantastic, right? Like I said, the flow and cadence and delivery was a massive improvement since the last submission, which I totally noticed right off rip, right? Timing, just everything was way like leagues ahead from previous tracks, which I thought, fuck me, that's awesome. And then the writing was great, right? Very poetic writing, very honest writing. So there was a lot of positives in the first half of the track, and then the last half of the track was very like it just caught me by surprise. You know what I mean? Because that's not something you see people do often. I mean, maybe you do kind of like in the all indie kind of space, like sometimes, right? But not too often. So that would be my only recommendation for future tracks. Like if you want to have like a long outro, I don't think it's bad, but you have to make it make sense, I guess. You know what I mean? So um as far as the shining star goes when it comes to vocals, absolutely the flow and cadence and delivery, I thought it was just a massive improvement, and you can tell that they've been in the studio working hard. So that's always just super noticeable, man. Super super fucking noticeable. So instrumental solid. Definitely the melody. Vocal solid. Definitely the flow and cadence and delivery. Let's talk theme. So aesthetics, insane, absolutely insane. I love these kind of like abstract, like you know almost like hand style kind of pieces, right? Especially for tracks like this that are so emotional. Like the more you look at this, the more you kind of see in detail, right? And kind of like what it kind of means to the song, and you start like relating small things to the song. So it's like always super cool to see covers like this. I think they fit really perfect with this kind of style, and I just like the direction a lot. Definitely, 100%. So aesthetics absolutely on point, not even close. Love the art. Overall theme, a real poetic kind of theme here, like very poetic. You know what I mean? Like you could read this as a piece of poetry, right? Which is essentially music. Music in itself is poetry, you know. So I think they did a good job kind of expressing themselves, but also like keeping it like simple and very much like getting out the thoughts that they wanted to get. Right? That there isn't no complex like punchlines and subliminals and things that you got to know this to understand. No, this is an artist who's just kind of again taking from the heart and putting it on paper and actually recording and delivering it. So this is one of those that you could just again, it's just oozing with passion, right? Especially like with the overall theme of it, right? Like the world's a song. Like this is very much a great outlook on life and kind of how some people like view certain things, right? So this is one where feel like you're getting shit off your chest, yes, but you're also just making a statement, making a statement for sure. So, very passionate, 100%, very passionate. Definitely well written for sure. So, with that said, huge shout out to Paradigm in Time. Make sure you go follow them on Bandcamp, and of course, make sure you go follow them on Twitter. They are 20 followers away from 200. That is a great milestone. They're 10 away from 190. So, we'll show them some love over there on the Bird app, and of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 270 subscribers. We upload 2 times a week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, a whole lot of good jazzes over there on the channel. Go show these artists and the channel some motherfucking love, baby. And if you already subbed, you already liked the videos, you already commented, even if you're just watching, we appreciate you here at Music Mondays, man. Thank you. We've been trying forever to grow the fucking channel, dog. We just want to hit 300. But huge shout out to you guys, man, that already do support the channel. So let's fucking get it. All right, so we left off with Paradigm in Time. Up next, we have Survival in Negativity. Now, a very, very talented hip-hop artist, Survival, sent in Stream Part 4, 404 Error. Part 4 in a series of writing exercises I use to keep the ink flowing without the constraints of structure or topic from our upcoming project, Sui Genesis, with Insomniac. So we got Sin and Insomniac, a very talented producer. Insomniac is. Let's check out this duo. Let's see what we got. This looks to be a relatively... Oh, so, okay, 2 years ago. 2 years ago. All right. All right, so not exactly brand new, but not exactly, like, super fucking ancient, right? So let's get into it. Insomniac, Sin, Stream Part 4. Let's go. Are you serious? Fucking... That was funny.
Insomniac.
Rugged like Rwanda, nice like Canada.
Oh,
Rock
shit.
simply warning the mic damage. Strike like phantoms in the night, right mammoths for the lives of
Shit.
riders who write like amateurs. Night flight heights, right price, might
What the
vanish.
fuck?
Banished from all slices of life, biting is a crime against all might.
Holy
Might
fuck.
banish you for the false hype, starve you of all bites. Bright lights, cameras, action. Crafting up a hype type stands at a height in the likelihood of a high life bonanza. Ride like hammers and knife fight advantages. Live like passages, die like panthers. Fashion a beat with masterpiece type parameters. Immaculate feet, achieve a street fight stamina. Only takes a minute or two to convince you this invisible institute is vigilant
What
with
the
vision,
fuck?
instrumental brute, DIY, industrial guerrilla warfare. See my eyes, corruptible amidst the worn stairs, built like Murdoch, eat like Russell. Careful on a kick drum, your knees might buckle. No shortcuts, but trying to breeze by the struggle. Too thin to your noodle, thinking the streets might lug you. What you expect? Vampires standing on plastic beaches. Bloodsuckers at hard and fat. We attached to the leeches. Still, we only humans with room to show improvement. Till we're animatrix, animatronics sold in the future on the black market. Faster to rise, the faster to fall. The Skynet gaining sentience to come after us all. You know the day the Saw machine plays DNA. I got royalty through all my demon days. No reindeer games, show me to the power wow. Double time, I don't need a name. now, I need it now. They tried to turn the sound down to block perception, but I'm a weapon formed against you and born outside your perception.
The fucking switch.
Operating outside of the essence, guided by the message. I got to never stop the progression.
What the fuck?
Repelling pestilence, investing and festering in the depths of the lessons I'm investing in. Vow to never give in or give up, even with innocence corrupted amidst the struggle of sin and destruction. They gathered the evidence found in these texts, sounding the seven trumpets.
Oh my.
Decided it sounded better with drums under it. Humming along to our humbling and slow crumbling death, speeding up the process with every breath. They out of the medicine, fine time to feed them the organics. You feeling the false fulfillment when you're feeding on the famished. Are competing with fleeting thoughts, seeming abandoned. They been scheming on the carcass while we bleeding on the canvas. Ignore the body for the body of work. It seems before the notoriety is highly deserved, and untimely demise is widely preferred. Curved only by wave riding in ways that society concurs. No ideas original. There's nothing new under the sun. It's never what you do, but how it's done. What you base your originality on. Innovation's the foundation I chose to place my palisade on. Throne talkers out of the peons' reach, be gone. Kings and queens belong, and the dreams we long. Peace be on to the righteous, writing heat in these songs, reaching beyond frequently repeated tropes for remedial draws. Meaningful rawness, even if the meaning is flawed or seemingly bizarre. Make the scenery evolve into greener pasture, beginning with fetal fasces that gradually grows to greatness and proceeds to classic.
3 switch ups.
4.
Dude. 3 switch ups, bro? Like 3 fucking switch ups, man? Come on. That was fucking nuts. Like, dude. Okay. Alright. We gotta break it down. We gotta talk about it. Let's get into it. So, we're gonna talk about 3 things here. We're gonna talk about the instrumental, we're gonna talk about vocals, and we're gonna talk about the overall theme of Stream Part 4. So, man, Insomniac on the instrumental is, how long is this? 307, yeah, so 307 is really good for 3 switch ups if like you really think about it. Like that's insane for 3 switch ups. Like what the fuck? Like usually it'd be way longer, like 4 maybe 5 minutes, but 3 switch ups in a 3-minute track is actually insane. So Insomniac definitely fucking destroyed this, that's for sure. So instrumental very solid. Fuck mix. Nothing clashing too overbearing. Nothing that threw me off. I like the drum selection. Patterns were solid. Vocals definitely sat nice. The switch ups were great. All the melodies were great. Like nothing really threw anything off. Like to be honest, like at all. So the mix is definitely right where it needs to be. So instrumental mix solid. Instrumental shining star. I mean, we have 3 instrumentals here, right? Like essentially, like it's 3 switch ups. So to be honest, like if I'm really gonna be honest and just pick, it's got to be the switch ups. So essentially, the structure of the whole instrumental is really solid. It's got to be the switch ups, you know. So for me, definitely a structure. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix. This is an artist that always has a really solid vocal mix, even on a lot of the like older tracks, right? Like this is from 2022, and the mix is just as good as current tracks, right? So Survival has always had a really solid mix, but for those of you that are new here, not really a shocker. Something you always want to point out, right? And again, nothing clashing too overbearing. Like I said, vocals sit really nice on this. Nothing that really like ultimately threw me off at all. Because like I said, drums cut through nicely. Quality's great. It's not too post-processed. It's not really like doing too much. It's always been like that though, you know. So definitely right where it needs to be. But this is definitely an artist that has their instrumentals and their vocals, as far as mix goes, on lock. So vocal shining star. I mean, is it the writing? Is it the fucking is it the flow and cadence? Like, there's a couple things that are just like clear fucking winners here. But I'm gonna go with flow and cadence just because Survival really fucking cranked through on this, man. Like, really fucking cranked through on this. So, for me, absolutely, definitely got to be the flow and cadence and delivery. They switch through each instrumental flawlessly. So, definitely. Instrumental solid. Definitely structure. Vocal solid. The flow and cadence and delivery. The stock theme. Aesthetics. Aesthetics, aesthetics, aesthetics. It's like a yacht, right? Definitely looks like a yacht. I actually like this cover a lot. Definitely has the more like not abstract, but it has almost like a collage kind of feel to it, and it looks like that's a yacht or like a boat or like a fucking cruise ship, something like that. But I like this a lot. I like this one a lot, especially for like just a single. Perfect, perfect, absolutely perfect. I just like the choice, and the color palette's great too. So aesthetics, absolutely. Overall theme. I mean, the theme is essentially like in the description, right? Part 4 in a series of writing exercises that I use to keep the ink flowing without the structure or topic. So, no real writing theme here as far as like what story Sin is trying to tell or what they're trying to talk about here. It is just pure flow, punchlines, bars. But I do want to say that this is my personal favorite out of all the parts that we've listened to. I felt like Sin just flowed through each instrumental with ease, like just pure ease. And that was kind of like, whoa, like you could tell like this is an artist that has their shit on lock. Like again, this is not an artist who just started yesterday. You know, this takes years to actually develop a skill like this and just keep fucking going like that. You know what I mean? So this is one of those tracks that you gotta appreciate for the writing exercise and the lyricism and a lot of the smaller details, right? So well done. Well done. Huge shout out to Insomniac and Sin. Make sure you go follow Insomniac on SoundCloud. They are literally one follower away from 500. Literally one follower. We're going to follow him on the Music Mondays account and get him to 500. Everybody go get him to 510. Go show him some love. Got him over the hump to 500. So, make sure you go follow Sin on Twitter as well. They're 5 followers away from 450. So go show some love over there on the Bird app, my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 270 motherfucking subscribers, man. And of course, we upload 2 times a week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, a whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel, man. So go show these artists on the channel some motherfucking love. Again, if you already have, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. We appreciate you here at Music. Let's fucking get it. So, up next would be Mark, but we already reacted to Mark earlier in the show. Mark is actually Music Mondays Patreon, so make sure you go show him some love and check out their submission from earlier in the show. So, up next is the homie Onwuka. So this was actually a first-time submitting artist last week, and they came back this week to have us check out some more content. Of course. What? Let's go. So Onwuka said, I got another lyric video from our Insomniwuka project. This one is a fun cooking-based track inspired by Uncle Roger, The Bear, and more called Some Like It Hot. A much more lighthearted style than the last submission. Hope you enjoy the groove. Shit. Okay, so again, a very talented vocalist Onwuka submitted the Some Like It Hot lyric video with Insomniac as well. So technically 2 Insomniac tracks back to back, which is insane. That's fire. Okay. Let's get into it. Onwuka, Some Like It Hot, Insomni, official lyric video. Go.
Serving this shit like I'm a 9 on the clock. This certain dish, they say to like it hot. Cooking this ain't like we behind the why. The turn of the blame and now I'm talking the back. Insomnia, yeah, it cooks it up for me to feast on for a taste test. I eat more than Goku, now I'm saying G, I'm like they chef. Key ingredients, there's a sense play ye to get the base correct. GC heatless like Carmen the Bear pacing a wall he breaks sweat. See the steepness in the air, use tongues to play a song so your face gets set. On fire, flavor sweeter than a sticky thing on a high yo play years cassette. You'll need to ask like I'm Uncle Roger, how you mess up some basic step. Hustle harder, the line cooks over the mix, we straight bacon like some blaze of baguettes. Serve it in like
what the fuck?
This certain dish, they say to like it hot. Cooking this ain't like we behind the why. Turning the blame and I'm talking the back. A handful samples or samples, bam, he seasoned them like emerald. Sizzling pan goes on the gas stove, now let's heat it up just a little more. For last though, we sound more loud than Gordon Ramsay on the kitchen show. Natural Tabasco, we the hot ones, tell Sean I straight sip them now.
What the fuck?
No need for a bad bet, I can think I'm tripping though. Don't switch the channel, teach you to cook in less than 2 minutes, yo. It's time to wooka chop, slice and dice it up, but with such a guy to fury. Got the drive to dive and dine on these beats like I'm Guy Fieri. Serving ish up like I'm in line on the clock. This certain dish, they say they like it hot. Cooking this ain't like we behind some rock. I'm turning the blame and I'm talking the bats. Serving ish up like I'm in line on the clock.
No way, man.
This certain dish, they say they like it hot. Cooking this ain't like we behind some rock. Boy, y'all. Thank you, chef.
Thank you, chef. Damn. Wow, dude. This is 2 weeks in a row that Luca kind of took something so simple and really fucking elevated it. Like, really fucking elevated it. Like, they even mentioned in their description, right? In the tweet, they said, another lyric video from Insomnia Luca Project. This one's a fun cooking-based track inspired by Uncle Roger the Bear and more called Some Like It Hot. Much more lighthearted style than the last submission. Like, the last submission was definitely more, like, heavy, right? Like, it's definitely more about war and things like that. But this one is kind of having the same effect in terms of, like, taking a small subject and really just fucking expanding upon it. That is insane. That is insane. Like, not a lot of people kind of have that ability, right, to just write their ass off about almost anything. Like, that's not common. That's just not common. And especially to have it be this high quality, it's very rare, you know, because like you always see like the meme songs about, you know, just meme shit, just small lighthearted shit, but this one definitely still brings like the hardcore like rap pure element to it. So much to talk about here. So let's break it down. We're gonna talk about 3 things. We're gonna talk about the instrumental, we're gonna talk about vocals, and we're gonna talk about the overall theme of this track. Or actually, no, scratch that. We're gonna talk about we're gonna talk about instrumental, we're gonna talk about vocals, and we're gonna talk about the lyric video instead of the theme. Lyric video for sure. So let's talk instrumental. Instrumental mix. I mean, Insomniac, right? Like, again, like, this is a producer that always has a really solid mix. So not really a shocker, but for those of you that are new here, we always got to point that out, right? This is definitely a producer that really knows what they enjoy and how to make their tracks kind of appropriate when it comes to the mix, right? Like you very rarely see them kind of fumble a mix when it comes to the instrumental. But something you always want to point out in case you're new here, right? So, instrumental mix, absolutely fantastic. Not a shocker at all. Instrumental Shining Star. So I like the drums for sure. Like I definitely like the drums for where it's at. But the melody is really bringing that like cooking show montage from a Disney movie kind of feel. And I think Insomniac really nailed it. So like it inspired Ruka to just kind of like just take it to the next level, because it already had that kind of feel. But man, oh man. So for me, definitely the melody for sure. Not even a question. So instrumental solid. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix, absolutely fantastic, just like the last track. This is slowly becoming an artist to me that I can obviously see that they have a pretty good lock on their vocals, and when it comes to actually mixing things down, right? So, again, nothing clashing, too overbearing, nothing that really stuck out to me that was off. Drums definitely cut through nicely, vocals absolutely sat nicely, and it has such a nice natural voice, right? So you don't want to go too crazy with post-processing, right? Not too much auto-tune, not too much crazy shit. Like, you really just want to, like, exploit that natural voice while keeping it crisp and clean, you know? Because certain artists just have that, natural tick. So you want to make sure you let that shine. So, vocal mix, absolutely solid. Not even a question. Vocal Shining Star, man, this is hard. Because writing is definitely up there for me. Writing is definitely up there. But the flow and cadence and delivery was so fun and, like, meaningful and like very much like you can just tell that there was effort behind it. So I think that's a very like crucial thing. It's a very, very crucial thing for sure. So I don't know, man. For me, it might be the writing. I'm not gonna lie to you. It definitely might be the writing for sure. Let's go with writing, just because throughout the whole track it was very much on theme. So, writing for sure, definitely. So instrumental solid, definitely the melody. Vocal solid, definitely the writing. Let's talk about the lyric video. So, what a high quality lyric video, and what a very simple one to do, right? Like you take some like stock cooking footage, and man, you can take this and go for miles. Like you can absolutely go for miles. It's one of those things, right? As to where, it's so simple, and I think that makes it high quality. You know, because sometimes simple stuff don't like. Sometimes it's like meh, and then like a lot of the simple shit really fucking hits. This is one of them for sure. So obviously right on theme and right on the money. But I think the lyric editing is really crazy. This is one of the more different styles of editing I've seen. Just because right off rip, it might like catch you off guard, right? You might not have like seen a lyric video like this before, but as the song progresses, you're like, oh, okay. So you could really like it's fun. It's one of the more interactive music videos, right? Because it feels like your eyes are always like bouncing around the screen, and that's what helps the stock footage kind of shine. Is like you're just bouncing around everywhere. So whoever edited this, man, like absolutely fucking killed it. Like the edit is fantastic. And like I said, I kind of want to stress the theme just for a second, because the theme, man, again, this is 2 weeks in a row where I've seen this artist take something simple isn't really the word, like take something so regular and really break it down. Right, with this track, like it almost felt like Onwuka was making like the comparison of regular cooking to like cooking up in the studio, which just led to like a whole plethora of punchlines, which is just fucking shows how good this motherfucker is at writing. Like, so that's not to be understated here, man. That is not to be understated here, because look, you can be really good at writing, but there's all different types of writing, right? Like, especially when it comes to like the certain sound you're doing, right? Whether it's pop, alt, indie, trap, rock, rap, doesn't matter. I think the exercise of like writing about something super regular and like expanding upon it could help you tenfold, right? Especially for the people in the rap scene, the alt rap scene, trap scene, funk scene, anybody who's rap adjacent. I think could learn a lot from just writing about something simple. So you can go back and actually write a song about something that like maybe is more meaningful to you, or you know, something that's meant to have a story or emotion, things like that. But I think this has the whole package right here, man. Absolutely has the whole package. So well done, well fucking done, baby. Huge shout out to Onwuka. Thank you so much for this submission, my friend. Much love. Make sure you go sub to their channel on YouTube. They are 1 sub away from 50. So go show them some love over there on the tube, man. And of course, make sure you go follow Onwuka on Twitter. They are 8 followers away from 710. Go show some love on the Bird app. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 270 subscribers. We upload 2 times a week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, a whole lot of good jazz over there, man. So make sure you go show these artists on the channel some motherfucking love, baby. And if you already have, thank you. We appreciate you here at Music Mondays. Homie sounds like the homie King Madi. Oh yeah, shout out King Madi. Yeah. The Savage track. Yeah, man. That's a very like underrated kind of style for sure. It's just like having the ability to write about almost anything is like insane, but actually performing it and like delivering it and recording it, damn. But we're about halfway through the show, my friends. We're about halfway through the show. So, you know what that means. We're going to take a quick commercial break. I'm going to need all you guys to get up, go walk the dog, go for a smoke break, go hit the bathroom, go do anything like that. And when we return, the Music Mondays podcast will continue with submissions and reactions. And of course, don't go anywhere. Let's fucking get it. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back here live with the Music Mondays podcast, episode 171. I hope you're well, hope you're chilling. Boys on slays, man. How you rocking? Hope you're well. Hope the break was Gucci, but time to get back into it, my friends. It is time to get back into it. So, we left off with the homie on Wuka. Up next, we have Skylar DC. This is a first-time submitting artist. Drums and Vox, Management for the Untold. Writer. Okay. You're still taking submissions. The band I manage would love to get this reviewed. Okay, so this is the band they manage. All right. So let's see what we got. Obviously, first time submitting artist, so we're going in blind. The Untold. Okay, so it's just the regular Spotify. Huh. So looks like they have yet to release a song in 2024. Okay. All right. Go with their latest single. We have Red Horizons instrumental Red Horizon. Okay. All right, so let's do, I assume Red Horizon. Oh, wait, so that came out in 2022. Putting on instrumentals in 2023. What in the... Interesting. Okay. Alright, so it looks like the last vocal track was Red Horizons. We'll go with that. So 2 years old, not exactly brand new, but not exactly super old either. So, first time submitting artists, The Untold, Red Horizons. Go. Oh shit. Damn. Wow. That's actually really fucking crazy. Holy shit. Holy shit. Actually fucking crazy. Wow. Whew. Okay. What a first time submission, man. That was absolutely fucking nuts. Let's see if we can do a little research here. Okay, let's see if we got a bio in here. Chicago-based Correlate the Untold have forged a sound of cinematic immensity through metal, hard rock, orchestral, pop, and technical prog. Genre blending, instrumental prowess, vocal power, and natural realm of individuality. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Short and sweet to the point. I like that bio a lot. Really fire picture. Okay. Yeah, I was just talking with a couple of people actually recently about the band environment and how it's so different from like underground like solo artists and shit like that. So um this will be cool to dive into. It'll be cool. So um let's get into it. We're gonna talk about three things. We are going to talk about the instrumental, we're gonna talk about vocals, and we're gonna talk about the overall theme of this track. So let's talk instrumental. Obviously a very live instrumental, a bass instrumental. So one of those things is to where like like we kind of know the drill when it comes to mixing and a lot of that. And like even recording live instruments, right? Can be a bitch sometimes to actually get shit proper. So I don't find it often that bands have like off mixes or anything like that, but it seems to me that most do. You know what I mean? Like a lot of them really do, and this is definitely no exception. I definitely feel like they have a really solid mix. Um, because when it comes to some of these tracks, man, they can be insane to mix, or they can just be really easy, right? Like sometimes everything just fits nicely, and then you can just kind of work with it. But sometimes they can just be a pain, right? So one of those things that offer it the instrumental mix itself is fantastic. Vocals sit nice, drums cut through everything, melodies are great. Even like some of the breakdowns and like a lot of the smaller stuff was just insane, but it's all right where it needs to be as far as the mix goes. So definitely a solid mix, absolutely. Instrumental shining star, got to be the structure, right? Got to be the structure. Because for a 6 minute track, this felt like a story. This felt like something that was very natural, right? Because sometimes when people go with like these longer tracks and don't switch up the structure or make it progress properly, sometimes they can just be really repetitive, right? Like that was one of the first things that I learned when I was making beats for the first time was that like repetitive nature is like gotta go. You know what I mean? And the longer the track is, the more chance you kind of have for that to happen, right? I mean, one of those things that just happens naturally, and you're like, yeah, this is fire. You're sitting in the studio because you've been listening to it for 3 hours, and then all of a sudden, like, you have the same loop for 6 minutes, and it's like shit. But that's not what we have here. We have a really well thought out instrumental progression here. So structure all day. 6 minute song felt like a 3 minute song. You know what I mean? So um, definitely structure, no doubt. Drums were a close second though. Drums are crazy. So instrumental solid. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix is fantastic. The lead's voice has this like 2000s like style that is so modern. Like it has that inspo, but it's still very modern, right? So kind of has like a fresher kind of feel to it. So the vocal mix was really out of this world, to be honest with you. Like I said, it wasn't clashing with the instrumental or anything. Um, Nothing really that was like out of place at all. Drums cut through the vocals nicely. Vocals sat nice in the instrumental. Other than that was like really, stuck out to me, right? Right where it needed to be as far as the vocal mix goes. That's for sure. That's for sure. Um, so vocal, shining star. Man, so the delivery on this and the flow, and the cadence, and everything about the actual performance is fantastic. Um, but the hook is also up there for me. The hook is very memorable and very like okay. Um, and just the writing in general too, though. Um, Probably the overall delivery, flow, and cadence. 100%, 100%. Just because it felt real and passionate and very honest. Like this definitely didn't sound like it was coming from somebody who was just writing to write. You know what I mean? This is somebody who wanted to perform these lyrics with passion, right? So for me, flow, cadence, and delivery kind of nailed the mark for sure. But I do think writing and the hook are like a close second. But the way that this was performed was fantastic. So instrumental solid, definitely structure. Vocal solid, definitely the flow and cadence and delivery. A stock theme. So I believe this is a 3-track EP. It indeed is. Aesthetics, in fucking insane shot here. Insane shot. So look, this could really be anywhere in the world, right? Because you know, a lot of places have like seaports and docks and shit like that. But this strikes me as a very New England East Coast kind of cover, right? And sunset or even sunrise, it could be, but it's one of those ones, man, that's just like perfect for an EP if you just spice it up a little, right? So you add name at the top, Red Horizons at the bottom, do some slight edits and kind of like make it a little more snazzy, if you will, right? And this is perfect for an EP cover, especially for this sound and what they're trying to achieve. I love this a lot. I'm always a fan of these kind of like covers that are I guess real photos, but kind of like edited down and somewhat like deep fried or even just like adjusted, right? But you could really do anything as long as it's like aligning with your vision, right? But for this particular cover, absolutely fucking nailed it. Not even a question. Aesthetics on point, especially for an EP. Overall theme, Red Horizons. So we had quite the story here, right? And there's a little bit of like positivity in this, but it's also a very much like you gotta like detach kind of feel to it, right? I feel like The Untold really put together a headstrong kind of like look towards the future kind of track, right? I think a lot of artists kind of go that direction at least once when it comes to their music, right? You're kind of writing tracks as to where you just gotta keep your head up and you kind of gotta like push forward and let go of shit that is not good for you or just no longer in your life or just not a part of you anymore. You know what I mean? It's a very much like letting go kind of song, but it definitely feels like it's like looking towards the future as well. Especially like later in the track and it starts to get even more positive. I definitely felt like there was a strong message here when it comes to what they were trying to say, but also put it in a way where they thought it would be well received, right? Or they thought it was actually like aligning with their vision. So, I think everything got accomplished here, right? Solid message, solid writing, and actually performed extremely well. So I feel like this is one of those like really cool like cover songs that you could show somebody. Like, they'd be like, "Yo, you know, oh my god, I didn't know you guys make music," and da 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 da. Then you fucking, you know, show them this, and they're like, "Oh shit," you know what I mean? So it's totally one of those things. Definitely one of those. So, well done, well done. Huge shout out to The Untold for the submissions. Make sure you go follow them on Spotify. And of course, make sure you go follow their manager on Twitter for the lovely submission. They are literally 4 followers away from 520. So go show them some love on the Bird app, my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, every Thursday and Saturday we got new videos out, baby. So make sure you go sub to the channel if you have not already. We're approaching 270 subscribers. Underground tips and tricks, full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a lot of that good jazz is available right now on the channel. So go check that out. Go show these artists some love. And if you already have, thank you. We appreciate you here at Music Mondays, my friends. Let's fucking get it. Let's go. That was a crazy first time submission, man. Like an absolute fucking crazy first time submission. Great track all around. Yeah, that was definitely fucking nuts. Okay. So, we had an insane submission last week from Lil Derek, and we got another one this week. So, a very talented hip-hop artist, Lil Derek, submitted Nina Simone. The official music video, by the way. So, let's check this out, and let's see what we got. And Derek's been really fucking killing it with the music videos, man. Like, really, really fucking killing it. Okay. Alright, so we got a lot of love in the description, credits. Edited by Little Derek, okay. Stop, I like working. Lots of love in the comments. W love, we love that. Yeah, I mean, lots of love in the comments, man. Let's get into it. Lil Derek, Nina Simone, let's go.
It's your boy Lil Derek. Say she wanna be alone, but she keep calling my phone.
The old phone is an insane
Asking,
touch.
can we get stoned? Feeling good, turn on that Nina Simone. Say she wanna be alone, but she keep calling my phone. Asking, can we get stoned? Feeling good, turn on that Nina Simone. Young, black, and gifted, and I take care of business. You cross me, then it's best to keep your distance. Go talk to God, don't ask me for forgiveness. Cause if I give it, it's a given. You can turn your back on me at any minute. And I ain't really superstitious, but I know karma can be compared to these bitches.
Damn.
Beautiful or ugly, try to make sure mine's is lovely. Either way, karma gon' fuck me. Well, let's see if I get lucky. Say she wanna be alone, but she keep calling my phone. Asking, can we get stoned? Feeling good, turn on that Nina Simone. Say she wanna be alone, but she keep calling my phone. Asking, can we get stoned? Feeling good, turn on that Nina Simone.
Damn.
Riding
date.
with my Nina Simone playing on the speakers. I'm the Martin to her Gina. She say I'm dreaming of you like Selena. And she always there when I need her. Simply the best like Tina. Turn her into a ballerina. She throw it, I'ma catch her, Yadier Molina.
Damn. The MTM merch.
Say she wanna be alone, but she keep calling my phone. Asking, can we get stoned? Feeling good, turn on that Nina Simone. Say she wanna be alone, but she keep calling my phone. Asking, can we get stoned? Feeling good, turn on that Nina Simone.
Man. Come on. So like the retro vibes in this, like the 90s, 80s kind of vibes that this is giving is fucking great. I like the simplicity of it too. Like the fact that this was edited by Derek is like fucking crazy because like this will be like the second video tonight that was like edited by the artist and it came out so fucking good. So all right. Let's talk about it. So we're gonna talk about three things here. We're gonna talk about the instrumental, we're gonna talk about vocals, and we're gonna talk about the video for Nina Simone. So, instrumental. Derek is a very like spot on artist when they pick their instrumentals, man. Again, it's just another heater. Derek really goes well with samples, right? Like those early kind of like boom bappy kind of samples, or even earlier than that. But they're turned into like regular kind of like modern hip hop, you know, like modern underground hip hop. So it's got a lot of elements to it that I really enjoy. So I like the choice. Off rip, I like the choice. Instrumental mix, fantastic. Simple drums. Melody and samples great. Everything is really solid about this and not too overwhelming, not trying to do something it's not. It's very, very solid. Very even, right where it needs to be. Drums cut through nicely. Vocals sit nice. The sample is very much like a leading feature almost, you know what I mean? So I feel like the sample is really well utilized as well. So in regards to the mix, I think everything came together really nicely, to be honest with you. So instrumental mix, absolutely fantastic. Instrumental shining star. So to be honest, it's gotta be the sample. Again, when the sample feels like a feature, I feel like it's so well utilized, right? Because like some certain samples get like a little too repetitive, or it's like fucking, I don't know, it's weird, right? Like some producers and overdo it. But this one is not that. This one is perfectly utilized and it feels proper. So for me, it's got to be the sample and the melodies that were just perfect. Absolutely perfect. Drums are a close second, though. Drums are definitely a close second. Um, hmm. So instrumental solid. Let's talk vocals. Uh, vocal mix. So again, this is an artist that we've been reacting to here on the show for quite some time, right? Definitely like over a year. And not one time have I heard a Lil Derek track that was off with the mix. So this is all the same, to be honest with you. Nothing clashing, nothing overbearing, nothing that really like stuck out to me either. Again, Derek is an artist that has a really solid natural voice, so you only want to like kind of clean it up, give it some elbow grease, and kind of like make it nice and fresh. But other than that, man, the natural voice is shining here. So, vocal mix very solid, but not really a shocker. But you always want to point it out for anybody new that has never heard Derek, right? So excellent. Vocal shining star. You know, the hook is up there, right? The hook is up there. But I think writing across the whole track kind of took the cake for me because of like the smaller punchlines and like some of like the witty bars and like how honest it is and like how simple it is too. Like it's an easy song to get behind. Like almost anybody could smoke to this or clean the house to this or relax to this or just this is some really like this is going directly in your relaxing playlist and it's not even a question. Um so yeah, this one definitely hit the mark for me when it came to writing, for sure. So for me, got to be writing. Absolutely. So, instrumental solid, definitely the sample. Um Vocal solid, absolutely the writing. Let's talk about the video for Nina Simone. So, um, this is crazy. So, um, this was edited by Derek, right? Like, even if you just have all the raw footage, like sometimes people are only able to go so far with it. And man, the post processing here is crazy. I love the vision. I love the vision. But before we get there, let's talk about the shots, right? I mean, minimum like 2 or 3 locations, right? Just like the earlier video that we reacted to from Mark. I feel like this is another really great use of like minimal resources. Like you didn't have to do a lot to like get a couple good shots in a couple good locations, right? Like you really don't. I think the power is really in the editing and the concept. This one has a little bit more of a concept, right? Because it's Nina Simone. So, and the hook is kind of like pretty much explaining this the whole theme off rip. But I feel like this video like really fucking nailed it. Like cuz like I said at the start, like it's kind of giving me that like 90s vibe. You know what I mean? Like sitcom but not really. It almost like has that 90s music video feel if we're being really honest with you. Like certain shots in the panning and like the zoom ins are like okay, like it's so sick to see something like this in 2024. I love people with a vision, right? Much like last week's video. Great vision. So right off rip, you could tell the vision was great. Locations were fantastic, right? Like you could literally, there's probably max 3 or 4 locations here, and it looks like it's so much footage. It's great. I love people who can edit like this. It's a really great skill, really great skill. So those 2 things, fantastic. What actually made this for me again was the post processing, right? Like the vision had to come together, but the way that this was edited was it just knocked it out of the park. Like some of the solo shots, and then like laying together, and then that shot, the black and white shots are crazy. The pillow fight shot was a really fucking great addition too. Like it's really all about imagination, man. Like you gotta have imagination and creativity. Like do things that you think would look fucking sick. And this is what Derek did here, man. It's really that simple. But again, you don't see a lot of artists actually editing their own music videos as well. So definitely kudos to that because that's fire. So well done, my friend. This was excellent. Make sure you go sub to Derek's channel, man. They are at 500 even, so go give him to 510. Go bump him up past 500. And of course, make sure you follow Derek on Twitter. They are approaching 3.6K on the Bird app, so go show him some love over there as well. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you have not already. We're approaching 270 subscribers. We upload 2 times a week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, whole lot of good jazz is over there on the channel, man. So Go show these artists on the channel some motherfucking love. If you already have, thank you. We appreciate you here at Music Mondays, and we see you. We see you showing love. It makes us happy. Thank you. So, we left off with homie Derek. Up next is Music Mondays staff member Jaded, writer, curator, also a vocalist. Now, it's been a while since we heard from Jay here on the show, but they submitted 3-hour walks on late nights. First music video from the album, More Coming. So, Jay just did a pretty much a full album drop, dropped a bunch of content for it, shows, really rolled it out. So this will be great. Again, this is also like, it's been a while since we heard from Jay right here on the show. So let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. Pop it open in a new tab. Get the volume up. Let's get the quality up. Let's not go too high since we're streaming. All right, hold on. All right, so 3-hour walks on late nights. Jaded, Rod Flux, let's go.
Your experiences mean something to others, not just you. Don't let this world limit you.
The like time lapse is fire.
All out of time, don't try to ground me, I'm about to take flight. Nothing's alright, that's why we take these 3-hour walks on late night.
Oh shit.
Yeah, we all out of time, don't try to ground me,
Oh
I'm
man.
about to take flight. Nothing's alright, that's why we take these 3-hour walks on late night. I'm trying to get to the root of this madness, but I might have taken too much damage, and I feel like I lost my way. Been a waste of space and a waste of talent. We keep going round like a merry-go. I'm so sick and tired of the petty jokes. Past relationships took a heavy toll. I just need a breather, now I'm ready though. Please, make sure to come back after you leave. Don't make me get on my knees. Nobody sees you the way I see.
Standing gentleman.
All out of time, don't try to ground me, I'm about to take flight. Nothing's alright, that's why we take these 3-hour walks on late night. All out of time, don't try to ground me, I'm about to take flight. Nothing's alright, that's why we take these 3-hour walks on late night.
Yeah. The hook. The hook. Oh, that was a fire outro. Okay. Okay. I see the vision. I see the vision. All right. All right. So, lots to talk about here. Lots that are. It's. Come on, man. Come on. Okay. Let's dive in. Let's talk about it. Let's get into it. This was crazy. 3 things. Talk about the instrumental. We're gonna talk about vocals, and we're gonna talk about the music video. Actually, let's check the description here. Okay. So this was all right. Okay. So this will be interesting. All right. So we have another self-edited music video. So this is interesting. But first, let's talk instrumental. Instrumental mix. I mean, we've reacted to a lot of Flux, right? Whether they're prod Flux submitting their own tracks. I've known Flux for years, right? That was one of the first producers that I had interviewed in like 2018, probably like within the first 20. And Flux has always had a really wide style, right? Like such a fucking wide style. And it's no shocker that in 2024 they're making instrumentals like this. So it's like, damn. The progression is very much there. But I like the choice from Jay as well. I feel like this was... I mean, you never know what to expect with a Flux instrumental, right? Because again, that's a prod that has a lot of like versatility. So I feel like, you know, one of those things that it could have been a really wide range of instrumentals that Jay could have picked here. But I do like the choice. It has this like... all right. So again, just off rip, the choice is great. Absolutely great. let's talk mix. Again, this is a Flux produced instrumental, so I mean, the mix is absolutely on point. Not even a question. Like, absolutely. Nothing clashing, too overbearing. The bass and the drums are fucking insane. Vocals definitely sit nice. No gripes with this at all, like whatsoever. like not even like a half a gripe. So I'm big on this. I'm real big on this. Yeah, something I always want to point out for those of you that are new, right? I mean, Flux is always on point when it comes to their instrumental mix. So not a shocker. Instrumental shining star. I mean, look, it's got to be the drums, bro. It's got to be the drums. Like, the metal's great, the structure's great, but the drums clear for me. From like a listening perspective, right? I think drums absolutely fucking clear for me. But again, structure's a very close second though. Structure and melody are up there, but drums for me clear. Patterns are great, sound selection's great. It's gritty and hard hitting, but not doing too much. Like it's right where it needs to be. So for me, drums, absolutely. Instrumental, solid. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix, fantastic. From what I remember, and a lot of the tracks that we've hosted from Jay on the Music Money SoundCloud, they've always had a really solid mix. You know what I mean? Always had a really solid mix. Nothing clashing, too overbearing. Vocals aren't trying to do too much. They always sit nice. They're never quiet. Definitely right where they need to be, especially for this, you know, somewhat energetic style, right, of instrumental and what like the vision is. So I feel like they definitely hit like a nice sweet spot as to where it's not too raw, but it's really like hitting the mark in high quality for sure. Like, and of course, if it aligns with the vision, it aligns with the vision. You know what I mean? So it'd be like that. But as far as the vocal mix goes, absolutely fantastic. Absolutely. Vocal shining star. Now, okay. So there's a lot you could really be like, oh, this is my favorite part, or oh, nah, this is way better than this. But for me, like right off rip, the flow and cadence in the hook is really fucking catchy. Like the flow and cadence in the hook is like everything for this. Now that's not to say that the writing throughout the whole rest of the song isn't fantastic, right? It totally like follows it up really well. But the hook is gonna be something that people are just gonna fucking instantly gravitate towards too, and you're just gonna be like, it's the first thing you remember. You know, it's catchy. It's got this rhythm that's like very rememberable, right? Like sometimes you just write hooks like that or perform hooks like that just come out on accident, or sometimes you don't even really like it, or whatever. But sometimes when it comes out like this naturally, it's perfect. You know what I mean? It's perfect. So for me, hook, absolutely. But flow and cadence and writing are definitely up there. But if I had to choose, definitely the hook. Definitely the hook for sure. So instrumental solid, definitely drums. Vocal solid, definitely the hook. Let's talk about the video. So, this is the third video of the night that is just the definition of your underground visuals. Like doing the bare minimum with, well, not doing the bare minimum, but doing the most with the bare minimum, right? Like you really maximizing your resources, right? Like you really don't need a budget, you know? All you really need is just like a decent editing program, and everybody has a phone, right? So you could really fucking like really crank something out. And this one has that like personal feel to it. There's a Brennan Savage music video that kind of reminds me of this. There's a lot of videos that you could say that would really remind you of this, but this one in particular, much like the rest in the night, totally have that underground feel to it because it's so passionate and original, right? Like really passionate and original. So again, when it comes to maximizing your resources, I really feel like this is another one on the list tonight that just took it and fucking ran, right? Like you just need like a couple minutes of footage outside and, you know, try to get some different angles and switch it up a bit. And this is the result, you know what I mean? And so angles, fantastic. Footage, great. Location, great. Like again, you only need like 2 or 3 locations to get like enough shots. You just got to switch up the angles a little bit. You know what I mean? And make sure you're cutting at the right times in the video and not letting like shots linger too long and things like that, right? Which we get. So the basics of the video, right? The footage, the location, the angles, great. This is actually like the second video we've reacted to from Jay as well. As to where they're very comfortable on camera. That's one thing that I definitely want to note for everybody's videos tonight. Not one person was uncomfortable on camera. That's like one of the worst things that you could do when you're filming a video, a visual promo. You don't want to look uncomfortable, right? Because people can tell that out right off rip. Like you can even see it in Jay's shoulders. Like they're not tensed up. They're not. They look comfortable, like they're enjoying themselves, right? And they're actually behind what they're trying to show you. So that's one thing I definitely want to point out as well, because we haven't seen a Jay video in quite some time. So again, very relaxed, and it makes the video much more smoother. So that's a great point. That's a really, really great point. So all the basics of the video, fantastic, but what's the shining star? I mean, realistically, again, it's got to be the post-processing, right? Like a lot of the panning, a lot of the small edits on lyrics, right? Like there's certain things that pop up on screen during lyrics and the switch-ups, and the post-processing is everything for some of this footage. Like a lot of small stuff like that is crazy for this video, because you have this great like dark canvas as a background that you could really do a lot with, but some people would like go and edit this shit and make shit on the screen and da-da-da-da. Like, it doesn't match. Like, there is a point of doing too much with editing, and I felt like this was the perfect, like, fucking spot-on amount to do. Right? Like, the time lapses at the start and the outro, and then a lot of the smaller effects that are just sprinkled throughout the video. I feel like that put a nice touch on it. You know what I mean? Because you do see those videos that are like way too like overdone, and there's just like a bunch of shit on screen, and like doesn't really like match the vision, you know what I mean, of the song, or I don't know, sometimes people just like sometimes they do a little too much, right? And this one, again, like I said, is hitting like that perfect medium for me. So well done, and definitely fire for an album. So let's fucking get it, baby. With that said, huge shout out to Jay. Make sure you go follow them on YouTube. They are quite literally 6 subs away from 70. So go give them to fucking 70, man. God damn it. And of course, make sure you follow Jay on Twitter. They're approaching 1.9K on the Bird app. So make sure you go show them some love and drop them a follow, my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, make sure to subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 270 subscribers, so make sure you go show these artists and the channel some motherfucking love. And of course, we upload 2 times a week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, a whole lot of good jazz is over there, man. So go show these artists and the channel some motherfucking love, baby. Let's get it. The hook, it brings me, yeah, the hook, perfect. And we're out killing it almost no budget. Yeah, exactly, bro. Exactly. Like that's the shit that you won't see other artists do, right? They'd rather just complain or not try to like build up that archive, right? And actually like do shit regardless of a budget, you know what I mean, and do it the best of your ability or your crew's ability. So I think that's a very big key for sure. Absolutely well done. Absolutely. All right, so we left off with Jay. Up next, we have the low-key introvert, Loki the boy, known as Isaiah. Okay. So we got a first-time submitting artist here, so we definitely don't know what to expect. They submitted Rowdy Visual. Thanks for the love tonight. You're very welcome, Jay. You're very welcome. So, let's pop this open in a new tab, and let's see what we got here. So, got the homie Isaiah, first-time submitting artist, 1 month ago. Lots of love in the comments. Damn, okay. Lots of love in the comments. All right, let's get into it. First time submitting artist, Rowdy. Let's go.
Speak on a blood clot mind. Speak on a mind, bruv. Because let me just write this tear, cause bruv, speak on a mind. Back out. Hey, you get me? I'm ready for that. Too much fakeness and that. Speak on a mind, man. Stop being fake. Stop pretending you're friends. Stop all of the idioting. I don't like you, man. So just keep that energy.
Tryna be rowdy, tryna be talking cheeky, let me step up to the plate. See you're tryna stop match you late. Tryna be rowdy, tryna be talking cheeky, let me
tryna be what? My man looking at me like he's the one in charge. You're gonna make me laugh, you're gonna make me laugh. Put me on the stage, it's a walking park. Question me off, but then I often overthinking about the details man was giving. Getting older, lacking closure, too much exposure. Life was over, let me be better. Judging my morals. I shake it off, I shake it off, I shake it off, I shake it off. Think about my contribution. Feeling more awake, I just can't keep losing. Dark skin Negro taking charge. Let me just do my dance, Fela Kuti stance. See how I advance.
Okay.
Tryna be rowdy, rowdy. Tryna be tongue cheeky. Let me step up to the plate. Pussy, yo, tryna stop, man, too late. Tryna be rowdy, rowdy. Tryna be tongue cheeky. Let me step up to the plate. Pussy, yo, tryna stop, man, too late. Tryna be rowdy, rowdy. Tryna be tongue cheeky. Let me step up to the plate.
Wow, man.
Tryna be rowdy, rowdy. Tryna be tongue cheeky. Let me step up to the plate. Pussy, yo, tryna stop, man, too late. 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 Tryna stop, man, too late.
Oh shit. Oh shit. What the fuck? Need to slow down the album coming. Okay. Oh, my vision. Okay, lots of love there. Additional editing by the homie Isaiah. Okay, so this is like the. I mean, this is like co-edited. This is like co-edited, man. All right, all right. So tonight is just music video fucking central apparently because everybody's just submitting fucking insane visuals, man. Holy shit! It's like 3 in a row. That was literally like 3 in a row. It's got to be a first. Got to be a first. Wow. All right. Dive into it. Let's talk about it. We're gonna talk about 3 things. We're gonna talk about the instrumental. We're talking about vocals, and we're talking about the music video. Rowdy, rowdy. So, this is the 3rd type of music video that I was talking about, right? Like you kind of have like the low quality ones that don't have much editing, not visuals, but they are music videos still. They're kind of like panning, slow music videos. Then you have like the low budget, kind of like high edited music videos, right? With like kind of just raw footage. Then you have these with like that definitely had like a little bit of a budget, or maybe like I could be wrong, like you know. Just the homies with like a really like fire camera and like a really like interesting director's vision too, right? Like so, but either way, this is definitely one of the more like higher tier quality ones as far as that goes, but still very much giving that underground feel to it for sure. But you don't see videos like this get pumped out too often, which is sick, real sick. So instrumental, what a choice, what a choice. We have this like alt pop, very somewhat trap centered, like this is a very interesting style of instrumental for sure. There's a lot of genre blending, there's a lot going on, but it's not too much. It doesn't make it unattractive at all. I definitely like the style of the instrumental for sure. But it's a one hell of a choice, right? Because not a lot of people could like come up with like a good vision and a good story for something like this. So I like the choice a lot for sure. Okay. Instrumental mix, fantastic. I mean, high energy drums, sound selection's good, everything knocks hard, nice and grimy. Like it totally hit the mark for me as far as the mix goes, right? Right where it needed to be, nice and even, super level, especially for like a first time submission, right? Mix is great. Instrumental shining star. I'm kind of torn between the melodies and the drums. The drums keep up the high energy and the fast pace, right? But the melody is very unique. Very, very unique. I'm gonna have to go with drums though, just because they keep up the high energy and it really like puts an emphasis on Isaiah's flow here. So yeah, definitely gotta be drums. Definitely gotta be drums. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix is crazy. A lot of the effects on the vocals, a lot of the start of the track is just heavily engineered. It sounds fucking great. Whoever engineered this did a fantastic job, for sure. Again, not doing too much, letting their natural voice kind of shine, but putting in plenty of effects to give the song a little bit more spice, right? And again, sits nice in the instrumental, then cuts through nicely. Nothing that's really like overdone to me. So vocal mix, fantastic, absolutely. Vocal shining star. Now, I was thinking the hook at first, but the flow and cadence throughout the whole song is fucking insane. Like, actually fucking insane. So, you know, I think the hook is very memorable. But flow and cadence is also crazy. Probably the flow and cadence and delivery, man. It's coming from an artist that definitely believes in what they're rapping and believes in the tracks that they're putting out. So for me, flow and cadence and delivery, but that hook is right up there. Writing overall, realistically, but Shining Stars, flow and cadence and delivery, definitely. So instrumental solid. Definitely the drums. Vocal solid, the flow and cadence and delivery. Let's talk about the video, man. Rowdy. So, what a concept here. What a concept here. Whoever filmed and kind of thought up this idea, whether it was Isaiah or people in their team, fantastic. You know what I mean? Fan-fucking-tastic. Like, some of the shots and a lot of the simple stuff is super, super great. I love, like, the camera kind of style as well. And then, like, the start is just fucking crazy. Like, the start is just crazy. So, very much like a face value theme, right? Definitely about beef, definitely about like kind of current life events, right? So it's one of those songs that you just make in the moment, but this one came out insane. And I think Isaiah did a really good job kind of making the listener visualize what they want them to visualize from this track, right? Like if somebody didn't understand the meaning of this song after the video, they will. You know what I mean? So it was a very like telltale video that really like told the story properly, right? So a lot of the locations are fantastic. A lot of the smaller shots are fantastic, but this roof shot kind of takes the cake for me because minimal editing, right? But it still has enough like post processing that it really like shines. It really, really fucking shines. So love the location, love the vision. A lot of the shots are great, but the post processing is just really bringing it all together, right? It looks like an old VHS recording at some points, and then you have this like high quality like extremely well shot visuals, right? So it kind of bounces around, but it really like brings it all to the table, and I think it brings this song together. You know what I mean? This is a video that brings a song together. So Shining Star, definitely the post processing for sure. Like it really like made the song shine more, 100%. So well done, my friend, well done. That was a crazy first time submission. Make sure you go subscribe to Isaiah. They're 3 subs away from 550 on YouTube, so go show them some love over there, my friends. And of course, make sure you follow Loki the Boy, Isaiah, on Twitter. They are literally 6 followers away from 370, so go show them some love over there on Twitter. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel already. We're approaching 270 subscribers. We upload 2 times a week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, whole lot of good jazzes over there, man. So go show these artists on the channel some motherfucking love, baby. Let's get it. That about does it for submissions for episode 171 of the Music Mondays podcast. I am beat from all the moving today. With that said, huge shout out to everybody that came through, showed love, and supported, man. You guys are fucking amazing. Shout out to everybody that submitted. Sports Music Mondays, you're amazing. So let's say some goodbyes. Let's give some shout outs. Let's see what's coming up for this week on the show. And let's get into it, my friends. So, with that said, a huge shout out to all our Music Mondays Patreon, Kruger, Dry My Eyes, Mark, Ryuki, Blank Thought, and Jordan, man. You guys are fucking awesome. Thank you for the love over on Patreon. Huge shout out to everybody that submitted tonight. Quite literally, huge shout out to Paradigm, Survival, Mark, Onwuka, Skylar, Derek, Jaded, Isaiah, Dry My Eyes, Jordan, and everybody else that submitted came through and showed motherfucking love, man. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Huge shout out to everybody in the chat tonight as well. Huge shout out to man, we had chat was bumping tonight, man. Chat was fucking bumping tonight. Huge shout out to you guys. Huge shout out to Mark for the 20 months with the Twitch primer. Let's fucking get it, baby. Huge shout out to Sam Raps. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream and family, my friend. Huge shout out to Loudest. Thank you for coming through and hanging out with us. Huge shout out to Veins. Much love, Veins. Thank you for the follow. Much love. Welcome to the family. Huge shout out to Dry My Eyes. Brand new Patreon as well. Huge shout out to them. And Mark, of course, like I said, huge shout out to Jay. Thank you for coming through and your submission. Just chatting it up with the homies. And of course, anybody that lurked and chilled and might not have said anything, man. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Thank you for just coming through and supporting Music Mondays. So, what's coming up in the show over the course, or at Music Mondays, realistically, over the course of the next week? So, bunch of content, realistically. You'll see a couple playlists go up this week. We have some more merch promo going up. Of course, our weekly articles will be coming through. And of course, we talked about our spring 2023 or 2024 preview that's actually going up this week on the channel. So make sure you keep your eyes peeled for a new video this week. But yeah, the grind continues. Spring's going to be really crazy for us, right? Like I said, we're kind of cranking out our second album, Cyberfest 2 talks, and merch stuff. So lots of really important stuff going on at Music Mondays. But like I said, your regular scheduled programming will continue, right? Your monthly content, your weekly content, and all that good jazz. With that said, keep your eyes peeled. Make sure you follow Music Mondays on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Tumblr, TikTok, you name it, we're there. Make sure you go show some love wherever you're at All Music Monday. And of course, submissions will be live tomorrow for next week's episode. So if you're watching this live, submissions will open tomorrow. If you're watching this on YouTube, submissions are already open. So go drop your motherfucking track. And of course, SoundCloud Sunday submissions open this Wednesday as well, so keep your eyes peeled for that. And of course, you'll see the audio version of this episode go up on Thursday, and the YouTube version go up on Saturday. So make sure you go check those out as well, and go show these artists some love. And of course, you can stream Music Mondays anywhere with anchor.fm/allmusicmondays, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, all that good jazz is available. Make sure you go check that out. And of course, like I said, make sure you follow Music Mondays at All Music Mondays. And of course, you can follow me at ZomSlays. Make sure you follow, subscribe below. Everything linked below. Socials, all the good jazz linked down below. We stream like fucking 6 days a week, man. Always come through. Always come chat. But that does it for Music Mondays episode 171. We'll see you next week for episode 172. And we'll see you live tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, man. Be safe. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Take care. And let's fucking get it.